Well, it's a wet day here in Reading in the UK. But welcome to another of my strings and things, and today I've got a new guitar to show you. It's an interesting guitar that I've actually bought from a Chinese company called Musoo Instruments, and they are a brand name that sits under a Chinese factory, I guess, which is the BEIJING Palace Musical Instrument Company. I'll say a little bit more about that at the end, and I'll provide some links for you down below. Anyway, so this guitar is one of their brands, and it's a really beautiful guitar. Here it is. It's a Musoo or Musoo guitar, and it's a hollow-bodied, thin profile guitar. And I'll just tell you a few things about it, because there's very little information on it in the website and on the purchase site. And I bought this from Amazon in the UK for about £300, which included shipping all the way from China. And so I'll tell you a little bit more about it, then play you some tones. It's a really beautiful guitar. You can see straight away that it's a beautiful colour. What would you call this? A kind of burgundy wine colour, obviously with a darkened outside, and that runs all the way through the back and the neck, etc. So I'll tell you a bit more about it. And as I say, I've had to sort of glean this information really from this particular instrument. So let's have a bit of a closer look at it. So first of all, it's sort of wide-bodied guitar. Looks a bit like, in a way, the size, scale, look of it is an ES335 sort of Gibson model, but it's nothing like that at all. If there is anything which is a bit like it out there, it's a Robert Conti Entrada guitar, and I'll put the link down to Robert Conti's website, guitar website there, and he's a famous jazz guitarist in America. Okay, so briefly, I'll put some other details down in the links below, etc., about this guitar. But if you're interested in it, and it's a really beautiful guitar, here is some information about it. As I said, it's a Musoo hollow-bodied jazz guitar. And if you want to find out more about this, you can go to another of their subsidiary brands, which is called BATKING guitars, and there you'll find it listed under the code name EJ06. Something about its size, well, the lower bout here is about 41 centimeters, and the upper bout is 30.7 centimeters. The body thickness at the edge here is 4.5 centimeters, so it is quite thin line. The overall length is 107.5 centimeters, including the tailpiece here, which I'll say a little bit more about shortly. It's got 24 frets, and the fretboard and the tailpiece, I think, and the floating bridge all seem to be made from ebony. Not so clear about the fretboard, but it looks as if it's ebony, but it could be some other sort of similar sort of wood, or it doesn't seem to be stained anyway. And the fretboard, as you can see there, it's mother of pearl with abalone inlays. These kind of diagonal stripes here across, you can see, are the abalone inset in the mother of pearl. Now, the fretboards are kind of medium-sized frets on it. There are 24 frets. And the string length is, on the top string here, the E, 62.7 centimeters, and the bass string here, 63.5 centimeters. 2 humbucking pickups made on it, and the neck pickup is, for those people who like these kind of things, 7.3 kilo ohms, and the bridge pickup is 9.3 kilo ohms. For those people who like that kind of information. It doesn't tell you a whole heck of a lot, but anyway. So the pickups here are said to be, on the bit of information that you do get about it, are Wilkinson pickups, as are the tuners, and I'm going to show you these in just a bit close up in a moment. Obviously it has a three-way switch between the different pickups. It's a beautifully made guitar. There's the purfling around the edge here is 5-ply. It's really beautiful, and that's continued around the head, as I'll show you in a little bit more detail in a moment. And there's single-ply purfling around the back of the guitar, and looks like 3-ply purfling on the edge of the fretboard. So really lovely, beautifully made instrument. As you can see, all the hardware on it is gold plated, so that's really nice, another nice feature if you like gold. I know some people don't particularly like gold, but with this particular color scheme it just looks, it looks sensational. What more to tell you about it? Not a whole heck of a lot, but it does have some unusual, so if I show you the pickup, here it is. So yeah, so there's the brand, the Musoo, and it has these really nice retro looking tuners, which actually are gold. It's not showing up too well, it looks like it's silver, but they're actually gold plated. And these are, although they don't have a brand name on them, they look like Wilkinson Deco tuners, which are really, really nice. And given this 5-ply purfling around the head here, it's a really nice headstock, isn't it? It's really, really beautiful. And the tuners, by the way, work really well. So I think they're probably something like 19 to 1 gear ratio. They're really clean, nice action, really nice working tuners. I don't think really there's very much more to tell you about this guitar, actually. So I will in a moment just play you some tunes. Now, of course, it's a hollow-bodied jazz guitar. That's how it's described on Amazon. It is on eBay, although actually when I tried to look for it on eBay, because it's got so little information about it given to the eBay, it's really difficult to find, but it is there somewhere, and it seems to be advertised at slightly higher prices. But what I would say is that when I ordered this, it took 24 days to come all the way from China. Most of that time was spent in China going through customs and waiting for dispatch, which seemed to be by air. Once it got into this country, it came very quickly. That's not too long, and the £300 that this costs actually includes the delivery and transport. So really that's very low, because if you wanted to buy a guitar from Musoo or another Chinese company, you might pay as much, given transport, taxes, you might pay as much as 50 to 60 pounds on top of the instrument you ordered. And I do, for those people who are interested, Musoo Instruments, if you go and look at their website, link below, you can see they make a whole range of different instruments. That some of the really interesting instruments, 6, 7, 8 string guitars and so on, and other instruments as well. They also make some handcrafted, hand-carved guitars, which look really lovely, sort of jazz style, hollow-bodied or semi-hollow-bodied guitars. And they look to be on sale for around about £1,000. Often coming with a hard case. So it's a really interesting site, and you can dream many dreams. And I suppose what the company is doing is selling these potentially in bulk. But this is a guitar which, along with an ES335 that Musoo have sold for a while on through eBay and Amazon, a 335 guitar, is obviously something that they have made and according to the website, the BATKING website, describing or showing some pictures of this guitar, it seems like they've made a run of 300 of these instruments, so they're quite a lot. So without any more ado, let's play some tones for you, and this is coming through a Marshall MG 15 CFX with no CFX, sorry, with no effects on it and very little reverb. So it's really straight into an amplifier, and the volume's up and the tone's fully up for this particular demonstration. So let's just have a listen to it. First of all, we'll just put it on the neck pickup here. So, and I'm playing with a pick. And for this guitar, it really makes a big difference between playing with a pick and the fingers, as I will probably try and show you anyway, with my limited ability anyway. So. Onto now the middle selector switch position. Now onto the bridge position. Quite a lot bright. Of course, if you then turn the tone knob right down, say from the middle position, to give you an example, if you turn them all the way down, so really cutting off the high frequency stuff, you get obviously that very lovely jazzy sound. So let's just play something a bit. If you play with your fingers, obviously you get a much more sort of a smoother sound. So. Okay, so that gives you an idea. A really beautiful guitar. When it arrived, it came in a big polystyrene box, which was obviously bound up with blue-brown tape, perfectly safe. It came with, of course, the obligatory guitar cable. And also, if you get this guitar, make sure you don't throw away the little cap which screws on to the selector here. It's just a little thing, so if you get it, don't miss that. Incidentally, one thing you might want to know is what's the feel like. The intonation where it arrived is really great. It arrived almost in tune, amazingly. There was a little bit of fret buzz on here, so this was easily corrected by just adjusting the tune-o-matic bridge here. Really lovely ebony tailpiece here, but it's beautifully made guitar. I can't speak highly enough for £300. It's just a wonder, frankly. And if you're wondering about the section of the neck here, well, here's a section here. It's a clear C section. You can see that, a C section neck all the way up. I really love these wider kind of sound holes on it. You can see them on well, the Robert Contis and Tried, but also I think on Yamaha, no, Ibanez make a sort of a jazz guitar with these lovely. So I actually prefer these to the more if you like, thinner ones with the F cross piece on it. I think these are really lovely. So there it is. It's listed from if you like, BEIJING Palace Musical Instruments Company under their brand name BATKING EJ06, and you can find that on Amazon as the hollow-bodied jazz guitar in the UK for just £1 under £300, including shipping. It's a steal. It's fantastic. So thank you very much for the company who made this, and I can recommend this very highly. Bye for now, and by the way, thank you to all you who have subscribed to my site. I really appreciate it. When people send in comments or questions, I always try and answer. I'm sure everybody who does that knows. And at the end of this 2023, I'd just like to wish you all a great new year that's coming. Bye for now.